People think everybody should be like them. They don't realize that there's difference and that everybody has a place in the world, even though we can't maybe see what it is, but it's there.
The second album was the big deal.
The second album was a whole different strategy.
The second album, as it's...
Second album had bigger orchestration. Again, I had to put up my money from the many tiresome studio days.
We really wanted to put out something that was slick. Everyone I talked to was excited to be involved in Richard product.
What famous people have you played with? You know, I mean, on stage, you've played with, let's see, the Violent Femmes, right?
He Cramps one time at the Paramount, which was fantastic. He was dressed, as I remember it, he was dressed really well in a beautiful suit, beautiful grand piano with his trumpet, doing the one hand on the piano, one hand trumpet scenario, a vision of perfection, and sounded excellent again. He kicked it out that night, that was for sure.
Richard looks sexy on the front of that cover. The Johnny Mathis ripoff, Johnny Mathis Greatest Hits.
In 1988, when I did the University Street Fair, somebody bought the second album at the Telephone Square for 92 cents, and I was very upset about it. You don't buy a record album for 92 cents. 12 songs for 92 cents? I worked so hard to get the money back by playing a stupid trumpet solo on the street and said it was bad sales on my album. For so many years, I have 2 albums on dead labels.
The second album.
It's going nowhere, my musical career.
Oh, your musical career is fine.
My musical career is on the bottom. Look at Nirvana that established years after I hit the street. They're way ahead of me. Poor Jam, way ahead of me. Poor me, I'm on the bottom on the street. Not going anywhere in my musical career. No concert, no show, no gig, no party. Imagine no shows.
Yeah, that's tough. It's hard to imagine how Pearl Jam skipped over the top of it.
Yes, Pearl Jam skipped. Nirvana skipped. President of the United States skipped. They asked me to be on the album. End up, I didn't get to be on the album.
Huh.
Soundgarden skipped. Mudhoney skipped. They all skipped, and I'm stuck on the street. Yeah, there's a dumb loony. I want $2 American, please. Please do a favor. Does anybody have $1 American for this piece? Slow down, please. Could you do a favor? Never mind. Do you have $1 American for this piece, please? Suck. I didn't use the F word. I just used the S word. I get angry in the street because I stuck with the street. I don't even get to head for the stardom.
Seattle musician Richard Peterson will probably never have hit records, and he probably won't be asked to play on Saturday Night Live, but now he has gotten a big break. With his own music and with the help of the band Stone Temple Pilots, Richard has lifted himself up from the street. Entertainment Tonight went to Seattle for this very special story. It's been a hot summer for Stone Temple Pilots. Their second album, Purple, is burning up the charts and has sold more than 2 million copies.
My brother and I went to a radio station in Seattle. I think it was around 1992. I noticed a lot of pictures of this gentleman around. A photograph of Johnny Mathis, and there was a picture of his album cover, which was his second album. And you know, I asked who he was, and they elaborated and played some of his stuff, and I was instantly moved, especially by the first track on his second album, titled The Second Album.
1994, they released their second album, and I guess they visited KSRX and saw Steve West.
A few years ago, we were able to get one of the cuts off of one of the albums, and it became a cut on the second Stone Temple Pilots album.
When my brother and I left the radio station, we went back with that, and I played it for Scott and Eric, and you know, they were so touched by it. It was such a beautiful song, and it seemed very fitting because it was our second record, and maybe secretly I wished I had written it.
And they decided to put that song on the last cut of their Purple album. Didn't list the second album, so I wrote the second album, the title. The second album, music and lyrics by Richard Peterson, vocal by Eric McCaig.
We used the second album theme, the first cut of that record, as our opening to our show at the time. We were out touring the Core record. Every night we'd play that song nice and loud through the PA just prior to us coming out on stage.
12 gracious melodies
It really needs no explanation, man. 12 gracious melodies, you know. It's a beautiful word, gracious.
You did make good money on the streets, but tell them how much money you made from this one recording.
I got the 10 grand check mailed to Chehalis last month. Went
Can
down
you believe
to
that?
Chehalis to sign my name.
How are you, son?
Fine, I came down to sign the check.
Okay, you don't have to do it right this minute.
I have to go to the bank before 1.
Well, I would have sworn I put it in that.
This was my $10,000 lost.
It's not lost. Darn, I put that right in there.
Yes, finally found it.
But I knew I put it there.
I am pleased to enclose check number 1151 from the Stone Temple Pilots payable to the Order of Richard and Muriel Peterson in the amount of $10,000.
Beautiful numbers I heard on the car radio.
I was glad to have a $10,000 day for the first time in my life on May 28th, 1994.
And then I think he got another 10,000 when they shipped another million or whatever. He was happy about that.
You can't get that on a street going day.
Where's that check?
Oh!
The second album.
And for 4.5 minutes?
That's not bad. Really nice 4.5 minutes.
I think we should do something with 5,000 of it. And being as my name's on it too, I got something to say.
I wanted to put some in the Mathis account, Trump account, and use 2 months of it for the rent. That $850 for the 2 months rent.
I'm proud that he is self-sufficient. Boy, the way he handles his finances, yes, I'd make sure that's paid and all that sort of thing. Because of his disability, he has some Social Security from my husband. It pays his rent, but it wouldn't pay his way of life.
And I hope Warner Brothers sign me to be on their label.
Wouldn't that make my other kids sit up and take note?